The Bombastic card control is going to look something like this. I'm going to spread through the cards. Let's say you select maybe this one right here. We have the 3 of hearts. So with the 3 of hearts, what we're going to do is we're going to take the 3 of hearts and lose it somewhere into the middle of the deck. About drop them all. But either way, we will take the 3 of hearts, lose it somewhere about center. And with a snap of your fingers or a wave of your hand, you can then see the 3 of hearts is now on the top of the deck. The Bombastic card control was made by Zach Mueller, who also happens to be the creator of this move called Bloom. But the most recent video I could find for this move was over 7 years old, and the quality wasn't that great, so I'm going to do this tutorial for you. First, get yourself a deck of cards. Then take the deck and put it in your left hand in Mechanics grip, where your thumb is along the left long edge, pointer fingers along the top edge, middle and ring and pinky are along the right long edge. It should look like this. This is where I always have the deck. Then I'm going to switch to a straddle grip, which is where my pinky goes to the bottom short edge. I'm going to push over with my thumb, that way the cards bevel like this. Then I'm going to take this long edge that's closest to my middle and ring finger, and I'm going to put that in the part in between my thumb and my pointer finger of my right hand. I'm then going to pinch down with my right hand, and I'm going to push cards off slowly with my thumb to be able to spread through the cards. So you'll push through the cards for your spectator only about halfway, that way they can touch the back of one of them as their selection. Once they touch the back of one, so let's say they touch the back of this one right here, you're not actually going to give them that one. In this case, their card would have been the 8 of clubs. What you're going to do is kind of a sneaky double lift. So as you're going through, you're going to see that card and you're going to push that one on top of the next card and get a pinky break underneath it. The best way that I've found to do that is as you're pushing through, you see 2 cards and you push them over. These top 2 cards I'm pushing up against with my ring finger. That way when I square them up, my ring finger's already underneath it and then I can just switch it to my pinky. So from your angle, it's going to look like this. You're going to spread through the cards. Let's say they select this one. I already have my ring finger pushing up on the second card. That way when I square this up, these 2 cards are now together. I have my pinky underneath 2 cards. Now that your pinky is under 2 cards and your right hand is still spread, you're not going to close this up. At this point, there's a few different ways you can turn those 2 cards over. Option 1 is you take your middle and ring finger of your right hand, you go underneath where that break is, you slide the left long edge of those 2 cards down the deck, and then you turn it over. Option 2 is you do the same thing, but this time you flip it over from the front. And option 3, you can take your thumb and slide it in that break and hold on to it there, pinch it against the deck to flip it over like that. And truth be told, all 3 options are going to work fine as long as you can take those 2 cards and turn them over as if they are 1 card. And if you need a tutorial more in depth for just the double lift where you can take 2 cards and turn them over like they're 1, I'll link a tutorial down in the description below. Now make sure once you've turned this over that you keep that break. Now at this point, you'll spread through the cards. Let's say they select this one, you square them up, I have my break currently underneath, and you turn over the cards. And when I do it just slightly below where the top of the deck is, and that's going to come into part right now. Now make sure you maintain that break, because at this point you're going to take these middle and ring fingers and you're going to come in where that break is and pull out the second card. Because at this point when you're pulling off this card, that's not theirs. So I'm pulling off this one, but because my angle is this way, you can only see the fact that I'm pulling off one, and you can't see the fact that I've held their card here. I've actually taken the other card that we turned over. So my hand is still up. Now I'm going to take this hand and turn it back toward me. What I don't want to do is expose that card and show the fact that it's not theirs. I'm going to take this hand and bring it back toward me, and make sure you don't take this left hand and drop it too far down so they can see that card. So I bring this hand back. I'm then going to grab this card with my thumb, which is now on the top of the deck. That is their card. That's the top of the deck. So the last thing you have to do at that point is bring your thumb back to the deck, and since this is already turned over, take your left thumb, slide it off, and take this hand, bring it back. Put it on top, push it in, and you're done. So now from the magician's point of view, you spread them out, you find that this card right there is theirs, and you're going to square that up, do whatever double lift you want to do to make sure you can turn that over. I keep that break. I'm then going to reach in and pull out the second card. As I do that, I have this here. I'm going to bring my hand back toward me, and with my thumb, I'm going to reach in and grab this card off, and I'm doing that at the same time because they think I'm just taking this card and putting it here. That should be the same time, same motion. This is upside down here, and they think I'm just setting this card down. But what I'm actually doing is I'm taking this and I'm grabbing this card first And then I'm grabbing this one down. I can then take this back, put this all on top, push this in, and their card has been controlled to the top of the deck. Now I know that you're thinking two things at this point. For some of you, it's the first one where you like card controls, but this one isn't particularly for you. And if that's the case, that is totally okay, because last week I taught a card control as well. That one's called the fan control, where you can have them select a card, do a fan, and as you close up the fan, you control their card from the middle to the top. It's a super flashy move, and it looks beautiful, super clean. And if you want to check that one out, I posted that one last week. You can check it out in the description below. Plus, the second thing, if you're not one of those people, is you're just thinking to yourself, I've got to get that sleight of hand shirt. This video was sponsored by Double Lifted Magic, and if you want to pick up the merch, you can totally do that in the link in the description below. The fan control tutorial will be popping up right here, and if you want to pick up the cards, you can check them out right there. And they'll be 10% off just for you with code CardPerfectMagician, just so I can save you some money. I'll catch you guys in the next video. This is CPM, signing off.